should apologize and
Hey,
give us money.
okay,
We're live.
he's lying. So anyway,
Yeah, you want me to give you a little rundown about my history?
how long?
I was in East Lansing for 26 years,
Oh, wow.
retired as a deputy chief. I was in Langsberg and Capper, the volunteer paid on call departments
Mhm.
before that. Retired, really didn't, my plan was to be happily retired and maybe teach at the fire academy.
Uh-huh,
I really didn't have aspirations to become chief, that certainly wasn't my goal when I got hired into the fire department. But with the opportunity that came up and after, honestly, me interviewing Karen and Ben, as much as they interviewed me, I think, it looked like it was gonna be a pretty good fit. Looked like a pretty promising opportunity for me, to be able to help out. And actually, now that I'm 5 weeks in, things have gone really well, and I've been pretty excited. I think the atmosphere down there is pretty exciting too, so couldn't be happier. I have, I'm not gonna list all my certifications that, you know, that will
Mhm.
bore you, but I've gone through all the classes, all the tech rescue classes, a lot of leadership. I was one of the 1% of fire officers in the country that have been accepted to the National Fire Academy. I attended the National Fire Academy as a captain, actually, it was about 6 years ago, as a captain out in Amherstburg, Maryland. Very good leadership, command and control type classes. Side by side in a classroom with some of the biggest names in New York Fire, Colorado, out in Denver area. Some of the biggest departments in the country that had representation there, and most of those guys were already battalion chiefs or deputy chiefs, and I was still captain, so it was a little intimidating at first, and then I would say it was an 8-day class, just lived right out there on campus, and by about the 3rd day, I felt like, yeah, they put their pants on one leg at a time too. I fit right in with these guys. I'm no longer intimidated by them, and made some great contacts. I still have personal cell phones of a lot of the guys that have since retired, but have a really good network of contacts around the country for
That's great.
helping me out in my development. Any other questions on like my history side of it, or do you want me to get right into the report?
You can get right into the report if you want.
Sounds good. I know that you guys have missed a couple meetings. I'm pretty much just giving you a report since when I hired, like the beginning of September. That's
Okay.
right. Currently this year, we're at 1,106 runs as of this afternoon.
That's year to date?
Year to date is 1106. Yep, that could go up any second. Since the beginning of September, when I started, we've had 160 total runs. 30 of those have been fire runs. So still the vast majority of our calls are the medical assist. We have added 6, in the time that I've been here, we've added 6 more paid on call firefighters.
Oh, wow.
And I'm doing a physical agility test, starts here in a couple minutes. We're running 10 or 12 more candidates through the physical agility test, trying to weed them out for 3 full-time staff. So I can have 1 person on during the day and 1 person covering at night. And we'll start that as soon as I can weed them out, get through some interviews and get some picked up. I know we have some really good internal candidates. I'm certainly not worried about the caliber of employee that I'm gonna be picking up. I'm pretty excited. And I'm pretty excited to be able to staff my night coverage. My plan right now is 12-hour shifts. They're gonna be working shifts. It's not gonna be like some of the career departments where they work 24 hours and you eat, sleep, and work for 24 hours at a time. My plan to start off is gonna be 12-hour shifts, and then alternate. There'll be 2 assigned at night, 2 assigned at days. Their schedule is their schedule. I haven't quite got a grasp on that yet, because it's like a day on, a day off, a day on, 3 days off.
Right.
I haven't got a grasp on that, I apologize, but, every couple months, I will probably rotate, so the guys will go 2 months on days, and then we'll rotate every month, so you work 2 months on nights, 2 months on days. And that's just an initial plan.
Right.
If, you know, a couple of the guys are like, hey, you know, we really prefer nights, and these guys have family, they gotta be home at night, and they wanna be permanently nights, I'm not gonna have a problem with that, but, for the meantime, that's the initial plan. Not initially, but eventually, I'm looking at, I would really like to get enough to have 2 people. When I send, on these 160 calls that we've been on in the last 30 days, 5 weeks, I really need 2 people on that rescue to go on medical assist.
Absolutely.
And rather than relying on having that full-timer here, but then waiting in case somebody shows up for the paid-on call, I'd really like to have 2 people on to be able to get that rescue out the door right off the bat. And we can rely on the paid-on call guys more for the bigger events, the structure fires, the bigger accidents, stuff that I'm gonna send an engine, send a tanker and whatnot, so. Those are really, really preliminary, you know, don't take that as set in stone, that's just a initial thought that I have and wanna work towards.
It's stuff that you're used to, kind of used to, at least in the aspect of rotating people and rotating shifts and whatnot. I'm sure that East Lansing had something similar, Delta has something similar to that.
Yeah, at East Lansing, we were on 24, so I work a 24-hour shift
Yeah.
on, and then I would be off for the next 2 days. I'd be 24 on, 48 off.
And Lansing, of course, full-time, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of the same way, so.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you have any questions, Brian?
No, I'm good. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Well, and like I told you before, if there's anything we can do, or stuff that you need chased, or whatever that we can do, please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely, that sounds great. I appreciate the offer to help. Thanks.
So, Rick, do you have any questions, anything?
No, but he's got about 2 minutes before he has to leave.
Yeah,
I know that there was guys that were already pulling in as I was walking up.
Okay.
So that's okay.
We
The
wanna
assistant
go.
chief's down there, I've got paid-on color coming in, they've got, the test is already set up. And actually, I detached my retina over the weekend, so I can't do any of it, but I'm just observing, kind of taking notes and getting a feel for,
okay. Well, thanks for your time,
yeah, absolutely.
and, have fun down there, beating the heck out of those kids.
We got some really good recruits.
That's good,
Pretty excited about
that's good.
the renewed interest that I'm seeing. I'm pretty happy with that. It's gonna make my job a lot easier, I know that.
That's
Yeah,
outstanding.
wonderful.
Okay, there's no other question, I'm gonna scoot out.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop by anytime. Okay.
All right.
Let's get back to this.
Yeah, just to say that.
Approval of previous minutes.
We need an approval on previous minutes. You guys should have copies of previous minutes. I printed some, if you need some, okay.
I'll take one.
He'll take one.
All right. Have you got one, Matt? Previous minutes?
He doesn't
Yes,
have
I
it.
do.
Okay, cool. You need one?
No.
Okay, good. All right, very good. Please peruse through the prior minutes and see if there's any additions, corrections, anything that doesn't seem to fit. If somebody says that you said something and you didn't say something, that type of thing, so we can be exact when we go back to look at these. And then we'll ask for a motion for approval and go from there.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as is.
We have a motion, to accept minutes as is from April. Do I get a second?
Got it.
Monty, a second?
All approved for all?
All in favor? Signify. Anyone opposed? All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Have any open business?
No. We do have, do you wanna present that you put together in case people don't know it? Should we, hand it out to Monty and Brett? Brett may not have a copy of it.
It was sent to them in the email. Did you get the email?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one you sent out,
I didn't send out, but.
that
One
was
that
sent out,
says-
right, that was sent out.
One that says charter?
like Chris-
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I read it.
What did you think of it? Let me ask
I can
you
give
that.
you some background on it.
You could, you're.
So, several years ago, Jack Phillips, who was the township supervisor, wanted all the committees to come up with, their objectives, what their goals were, how to handle and go about the meetings. And, I was charged with coming up with that. I came up with that, and, Jack approved it, liked it, and it was handed in. So the township has a copy of that.
Okay.
Problem is, you get turnover,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have a short institutional memory of what's happened in the past. So somewhere in their files, they have that, but it seemed like at one of the meetings, it kind of came up again about, well, what should the police and fire, or what do we do, and how should we handle that? So I just resurrected that, passed it out to the new committee members to look at and, discuss it. And if it seemed good enough, then we can include it in the minutes. If not, we can work on it. The second page had comments for your thoughts. I don't know how dated it is, cause I didn't look through it that closely, but that's all that is.
Okay.
We don't need to vote on anything on it, I don't think,
Well, this
it's
is,
available.
this is a discussion period, what my thoughts were, and we talked, I had talked to Matt briefly before Bath Fest, I guess about that time. And, we had come up with something that our needs or necessities, the township apparently are beginning to wonder if they even need us around, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Sure, that's
And I talked to Matt about it, and I feel like a wounded stepchild, kind of, when I say it that way. I just believe that, I understand, and it's like anything else, new way of thinking has kind of gone around us, if you will. And, like, more electronic stuff that you have, you're finding, out the ability to get more information from the available knowledge that's out there, and I know, you got anything to say about that, Matt, at all, as far as, your thoughts, or what you've heard, or anything? With regards, I've been told that after the first year that the township is gonna sit down, take a really strong look at all of the committees, and they're gonna weed out the unnecessary ones, change the, amounts of time for meeting and when, that type of thing. I had heard that, so.
Yeah, I think that, well, at least according to the recent board meeting, which was last Monday, that they completed a township strategic plan. And, that was discussed as far as what was gonna happen to non-statutory required committees.
Hmm.
So I don't know what decisions are gonna be made, I'm not privy to that, I think that's a decision of the board.
Right.
But they will be looking at all those, committees that are not required by law and making a determination if they're gonna stay or go.
I will say that in our our purpose, one of the purposes is to make recommendations to the township on a variety of topics that deal with both departments. Is that absolutely necessary? I don't know. But what I like about this committee is that it is a liaison between the public and the township. It's the first step that people, the citizens and residents of the township, if they have issues with the police or fire departments, they can come here, ask questions, express their opinions, their concerns, and have a forum for that. You get rid of our committee, I mean, we don't get a lot of people that do that, but it's there if they want to. Otherwise, they go right to the chiefs, which is fine, but some people may not feel comfortable with going to the township or going to the chiefs directly, for whatever reasons they may have. So I think that there is some value in that, and I would encourage the township to consider that in their decision on whether to eliminate the police and fire board that's been around for a long time. Even, maybe just reduce the times we meet to a couple of times or 3 times a year to discuss things that may be of concern, or ad hoc as it's needed, call a meeting of the committee to handle particular issues. My thoughts on that.
Well, we were 12 times a year, now we're 6 times a year, and because of nothing to do, or people are ill or sick or whatever, we haven't had a meeting since April.
Correct.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have maybe 4 meetings this year, 3.
mostly because there hasn't been any pressing
Yeah,
concerns. That may change at any time and may arise and need to be addressed, but those are just, my thoughts.
if you do it as at call, who makes the call?
Well, I think the chiefs would, the police, the fire and police would talk to Christie in the township, say, I think we should have a committee meeting to discuss that. And then put it out to all the members.
And now they've gotten us on, email, so it's gonna make life a little bit easier for calling and making sure of when or if we have, meeting. You'll get an email, and responding maybe email, maybe not. Wouldn't you guess that's the way it was set up for work, right?
Well, I think if we're retained, that's the way to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
they should have been doing that for many years now, is sending it out to emails. Most people realize that the internet exists and they have email accounts that they can be contacted with. That wasn't always the case with some of our members,
Right. Absolutely correct.
but they can do that now, and I think that's a better way to do it, because you have a record also that they were notified.
Any comments from you gentlemen with regards to reading through this and getting an idea about, what they're kind of working on? I mean, this is just kind of a thing that we got, that Brian was kind enough to put together, and I'm absolutely tickled to death because I was looking for something very similar to this, knowing that we are in the waning history of, our little committee here, so. Anything, any comments or whatnot, or?
Well, any comments?
No, when I read it, I thought it was excellent.
Any
Okay,
comments?
I did too. That's,
Years ago, we used to do a lot of things.
yes.
We used to interview candidates for police officers.
Mm-hmm.
When they were gonna build the new fire station, we interviewed the businesses that came in and wanted to.
Contractors.
The contractors.
Mm-hmm.
When they were gonna put up the emergency sirens, we got a map, and we kind of figured out where we thought they should be put. We actually went out to the sites and looked around to see what land was available and so on.
That's,
They were looking at like a new fire truck.
yeah, some of that's included in the purposes and
Yeah,
things.
but I mean, what have we done recently?
Yeah, but if they bought something, you might get the opportunity to take a look at it up close, that's it,
Used to be more involved,
like hands-on. Yeah.
not recently.
So, man, I got a question, I was outside Saturday working, and siren went off, which I know what that was, on
Can we-
last Saturday, I believe it was.
Can we save that for updates? So your question was on sirens.
Yes,
That'll be, any questions for the chief after?
and, I heard the second siren go off an hour later. What was the second thing? It wasn't this one. Well, the one right up here, it was not that one, it was, sounded like DeWitt. I mean, I don't know that, I don't even know if we could hear a siren from DeWitt here at the lake. But I swore I heard the second siren, and I thought I was going crazy. No one has to comment on that, by the way, but
We're all thinking it.
I knew that. Thank you.
I have no knowledge
Nothing?
of the
None? Okay,
second fire or alarm or,
okay.
that would, Chief Gunther may have a better, knowledge of those. It doesn't really fall underneath, my umbrella.
Okay. You wanna back up and go through the pledge of allegiance?
Oh, if you wanna do that,
I think we probably ought
okay.
to. Ask gentlemen to stand up and we'll do our pledge of allegiance. We already called the meeting to order, we can check that off. So, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence. Thank you, gentlemen. That fire and people getting killed in Grand Blanc's horrible.
I agree.
That's, oh, God, I just couldn't even imagine, I mean, we had a similar situation here, oh God, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. That church that's right there on Business, 69, where you are going towards Abbott Road on the right-hand side, it kinda sits back off the road and it's got an entrance that faces, Business 69. And somebody drove a car in there and took the whole entryway out and they moved it when they put it back on the entryway along the side. I guess maybe they have to get a little better run at it, just, you know, from the side.
Yeah. Yeah, incidents like that seem to be, they're, you know, believe it or not, they're actually going down statistically, but, you know, they're still catch the news. And it seems in our area that they're increasing with too much frequency. Yesterday, I attended, ALERT, it's the National Standard for Active Violence Response. I'm an instructor, in that. I recertified my, my instructor credentials and plan on teaching, a local police class, next month, as well as the, Lansing Community College, Police Academy, and these tactics that we learn to help minimize the, chaos that these events can cause. So, and we've been working, and we continuously will work on plans so that, we're prepared as a township and a county to respond to these events. An unfortunate, thing that we have to do, but it's happened here before, and we're gonna make sure that we're prepared if it ever comes to our doorstep again.
absolutely, we don't need another, that's for sure. For all those who weren't aware of this, be as pleased as punch to know that the police department won the Bath Fest bathtub race.
Yeah, I would like to thank you, Chairman Creed, for all your help with getting that tub around, and you did it pretty quickly, almost like you're a professional race car pit man.
Oh,
You
really?
worked that thing out. I think we even did a tire swap at one point in time from day to day, and I think that was the driving force for that win, and we're certainly proud of that trophy, and just want to publicly extend the thank you for all your help.
Well, thank you.
in that.
And the police department actually broke the speed limit going down Main Street, doing what, 26, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought we got to 27.
27, maybe you're
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the fastest a tub had ever went down Main Street.
Well, 2 mile an hour over the speed limit.
Bailey, it didn't seem to affect Bailey, no, he wasn't white complected or anything from white knuckled hanging onto it or
I
anything.
think he wanted to go faster.
He did, I know he
So we'll
did.
have to make that happen, right?
That's what he was pulling him back up and going, faster! Yeah. Okay. We had no new business other than, well, we had no old business and we had no new business.
Yeah, we talked about the goals of the department,
Oh, okay.
or of the committee.
And, we didn't really approve the agenda, but it was kind of a
Yes, we did.
no-brainer.
Yes,
Oh,
we did.
it changes? Okay, good. Perfect. Items for introduction would have been your paper.
Yep.
Okay. That's good. Police department, you did not do a update for us, did you? Tonight?
I have some information.
Some
I can-
stats?
Update
Marvelous.
you. I don't have, of course, you know, it's not the end of the year, so I don't have everything completed, but I can kind of give you some idea of where we're at
Understood.
year to date. So year to date, our total calls of service have increased by 1,300 calls
Ooh,
over the previous year.
What's the total?
We are currently from January 1st to October 1st to 2025 at 13,436. And the same period last year was 12,157. Year to year, I look at these stats and it's kinda, you kinda try to figure out the madness in them, and it's just, they come as they come. I can't explain it. Some years, one category is super high, and the next year it's low, and something else is high. It's just the way it is. I don't see any big trends in the reasons why. Just across the board, everything is increasing.
yep.
Our written report, so let's just call for service. We don't do a report on every call for service. But written reports, I think that's more of an indication of like how busy we are, because these are, crimes that have to go to the prosecutor, or accidents that we have to do a report on, or things like that. And I don't have the numbers, but the total numbers, but last year in 2024, we had over 1,100 written reports. That was the most we had ever had. I don't think we broke 1,000 prior to that year. I think we're gonna beat that this year, probably significantly by 100 or more reports, because currently we're at, I think it's, the last court jacket I seen was 978. So we still have 2 months to go, and I'm thinking we'll probably have a couple more 100 reports, especially with car deer season coming up.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, we usually get, a handful a day during the peak of the rut.
Out of your reports, what would probably be the percentage of those that are accidents, traffic accidents?
I can tell you, I don't have like the written reports, I can tell you what we were dispatched to. Traffic accidents to date. I'll find it real quick. I don't know where that stat's in here, I got an unknown accident, but I'm not seeing traffic accident written down.
That's okay.
Yeah, personal injury, property damage, there we go. We had 24 personal injury accidents, those would be reports, 133 just normal accidents, and 18 unknown. Sometimes things just get categorized that way and don't change, so whatever that is, you add up.
So the 133 is the total?
133 property damage accidents,
Oh, okay.
The total is about 175,
there you go.
yeah.
Somebody's good at math in here.
So you're looking,
Last year, year to date. We had 125 property damage accidents, 22 personal injury,
22?
yes, and 13 unknown.
so a slight increase so far, so you'll be ahead, you're already ahead of last year.
Doesn't seem like it.
And so if you have roughly 1,100 written reports in a year, and 200 of them are accidents, so about 20% of your written reports are accidents then. Does that seem logical? Does that seem,
That seems accurate.
okay, I was just curious.
And they come in spurts, like I said, in the
Yeah.
fall, we tend to get an uptick in
Yeah.
accidents.
Depends on weather too, I suppose.
Yeah, you know, we get
Really
vehicle
snowy
and
weather.
ditch calls, and that could be for anything, snow or whatever, and so sometimes those, there's no damage, they just slide into the ditch and you get them out. I think last year we had 43 of those, and, let's see what we had this year. 33. So, maybe the winter was a little easier on us this year than last.
Yeah? That could be.
Anything else?
I just wanna say that, you know, we've had some critical incidents, recently. I can't really speak on them, cause, they're not adjudicated in court yet, but, there's a growing concern with our psychiatric problems. Most of these critical incidents are due to, somebody, having a psychiatric issue, one way or the other. We've worked hand in hand with community mental health to try to streamline the process of us getting people help. But I don't foresee it changing in the future.
Yeah.
It just seems to be getting worse. I just wanted to get that out there as a concern of mine. I don't know what the solution is. I don't think it's a police, that we're gonna solve. It needs to be the entire country needs to be on board with fixing our mental health system.
Yeah, it's the wave of the future. It's been that way.
And even and it seems like, I don't know, if because Bath is maybe kind of a lower land, but a lot of these people don't even live in our township, and they just somehow are here. And we deal with them. And it's too frequently where my officers are, and our citizens are in the line of harm due to the failures of our mental health system as it is.
Any other categories
no, I don't have anything. It's just like I said, I looked at it and I couldn't, it's like,
Okay.
one thing goes up one year and next year
No,
it's
that,
down. and
critical
vice versa.
incidences, critical incidents you talked about, and you said mental health issues are going up,
Yes.
nothing else under critical.
I was just explaining that we've had some critical incidents that our department has responded to
Accidents
recently.
or incidents,
Incidents.
okay, so stabbings, murders, rapes, those types of incidents that are critical, or?
Well, I mean, we had a recent shooting,
All right, that's, I just, when you said critical incidents, I thought maybe you had some headings, not going into specifics, but,
no, I'm sorry
Some
for the
examples.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, okay.
Just,
that's fine, I just wanted to clarify that.
yeah, I mean, I was talking about the ones that have been in the news recently, barricaded subjects, hostage situations, stuff like that. I think that's enough to deal with.
But those are kind of mental maybe too, I mean,
That's where I was kind of getting is that, I can't speak on the specifics of them because they
Right.
haven't been cleared in the courts, but, mental health is a concern of mine, and, I just wanted that to be noted.
just takes money.
It takes, I think somebody that wants to do it.
Well,
It's a
that takes
big job.
money, you gotta fund mental health. Doesn't tend to be a priority.
Yep, it has to be a priority, you're correct, sir.
All right, anything else?
On statistics?
Anything?
Yeah, I can talk about, our staffing. Our staffing is, it's the same it was in April. 12 full-time, 1 part-timer, 1 reserve, and our 2 civilian administration. We just went through a hiring process, and I extended job offers to 2 people. They're currently in the background process. Depending on how that goes, we're hoping to get some new folks in here within, the next couple months, which is awesome. We've been short 3 positions for a while, and it's a strain on our officers. Like I said, these critical incidents are happening, and we're trying to ensure that we're keeping 2 officers on the road. We have no minimum staffing, so minimum staffing is 1 officer. I have made an internal decision to staff as many days as possible, 2 officers on each shift at a time.
Okay, 12 full-time, 1 reserve, and 1 other.
1 part-time?
Part-time.
Yeah, same as your notes in the last meeting.
2 admins, and that includes officers.
Yeah, so 12 full-time officers, 1
I mean,
part-time.
I'm at captains, sergeants, lieutenants.
Yes,
chiefs.
yes, sir. Yeah.
So you have, excuse
No,
me, so you have,
Officers,
What's that?
officers.
Yes, we're looking to hire 2 officers.
No, what I meant was, an officer is somebody of rank that's above a lieutenant in the military, right? Could be sergeants as well as non-commissioned
Yeah,
officers.
a police officer.
So I was making a joke about,
Sorry,
I'm talking about officers.
gotcha.
Tough room.
so you have 3 vacancies, that's what you're down? And right now you got 2 in the works?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
and
a-
we'll open the process up again and try to,
And one was a cadet trainer or something that we were funding or putting through the program? Didn't we have one doing that?
that was last year, yeah, Officer Belknap he was a non-certified officer. We put him through the police academy.
Right, we haven't done that since.
No, but one of the ones that I'm hiring, we're gonna put him through the
Okay.
academy.
All right, I think that's good.
Yeah, I agree.
And don't forget, you had your puppy replacement.
Yes, K-9 Indy has graduated his K-9 school and has been in service with Officer Cook. They've had successful narcotics detections on traffic stops with some significant seizures.
Excellent.
And they've also had successful tracks for wanted people. So, he's proved a value to the department in his short time here. If he could stop peeing underneath Christie's chair, we would probably give him a medal.
Are you sure it's the
Is that
dog?
the
Are you sure it's the dog?
I'm pretty sure. Might consider putting some surveillance video in and be sure. But yeah, he's doing great, and so is Officer Cook, and I expect there'd be more great things out of both of them. Last meeting, I talked about wanting to update our field training officer program. That's when an officer is hired, so like when these new folks were getting in, they go through a very stringent training program, so they're ready to go out on their own. Sergeant Miller was integral in updating this. We updated our policy and our training manual, and we're still looking into some software options, but I believe we're gonna go that route depending on what the cost is to get that going. But it will just streamline our whole entire process, and I think will be a good thing for us.
There's not a state standard for FTO program, is there?
There's
Other
not
than you have to
specific-
have one, but there's, yeah.
Actually, there's some smaller departments that they hand you the keys
Yeah,
and a map and tell you good luck.
and go.
When I first started, I worked for the city of DeWitt for a year prior to coming to here, and I think my FTO was 4 weeks. And we do
Wow.
a 3 to 4 month FTO,
Yeah,
especially for the newer officers that don't have the experience.
yeah.
Of course, that can be shortened, and our policy allows this, is if you have experience, if you're a 10-year vet, and you show proficiency in all the different stages of the training program, you'll get probably pushed through a little bit quicker, but we're not rushing anybody. We wanna make sure everybody's trained properly. It's very important, to the department. Equipment updates, we did purchase, the 2 Chevy Tahoes, the 2025 Tahoes, and we had them upfitted by Overwatch Emergency Equipment. Both of them are on the road and are great additions to the fleet. We switched to a different upfitting company, and they seem to be working out really well for us. Our 2 Tahoes that were aging, we were dumping a ton of money in them just to keep them on the road. They had, for lack of a better term, they had some gremlins in them that nobody could figure out, not even the GM engineers. They would, when it got hot out, they would just stall, and you couldn't start them. You'd have to do like a reset, like open the door, close the door, wait for it to cool down, and then you could let them back to the office. Then they would go in the shop for a week or 2, and the shop would try to get them to replicate, the issue, and they never could.
So I'm
And it
assuming,
threw no codes. No codes.
wow, so I'm assuming other police agencies were not having problems, but you guys had the gremlins.
Not the ones that I haven't heard of anybody having the
Huh.
problems we had, and neither did GM, but I can't believe that.
Wow,
I mean, it's gotta be something,
yeah, of course.
there, but, I'm happy to be done with those vehicles. I can't tell you, what a pain that is when a car goes down, trying to shuffle officers in the different vehicles, and then you're putting added mileage on those vehicles, which is lowering their, life expectancy too, so kinda was a nightmare, so I'm very happy to have these 2 Tahoes in service right now.
Are you trying to shoot for a certain amount of mileage before you start looking for replacements or
So,
combination?
Past practice has been 100,000, that's when the drivetrain warranty is gone, and, so we try not to go too much farther over that. That's where we were seeing with
Yeah.
these last two, where they just start breaking down. And these are hard miles, these aren't 100,000 miles on the grocery getter. I mean, they go from 0 to 100, 10 times a day.
They're on all day too.
And we run the hours on the engines, we try to, when it's nice weather, shut the car down, but, all the electronics in that vehicle now needs to be powered on, so they just stay running. So the idle time on it is an issue with the engines too.
Thank you.
Yep. More equipment update, I recently at a board meeting, had the board approve the renewal of their Axon contract. Axon supplies our dash cams and body worn cameras, and also all the cloud storage for those. We have retention periods on everything that we do. For instance, a felony, you have to keep the records, you have to retain those for 110 years. So, they'll be there longer than we'll be around. So like the storage on a video of a felony, I mean, how would we be able to keep that? Goes into a cloud storage and it's quite pricey to keep it, but we also included in this new contract, I'm very happy to say that they approved new tasers, the Taser 10s for each officer. Currently we have 3. During one of our critical incidents where we deployed that, the state police confiscated that taser as evidence, which made us have 2 tasers to share between all the officers.
Wow.
So, a shift change, they're pulling a taser out, they're handing it to the next guy puts it in his holster, then he starts his shift. And now that's gonna be no more in these new tasers. They're called 10s because they have 10 probes you can shoot out at once. The cartridges currently in the taser shoot 2, and that's it, that cartridge is done. You have to pull another one from reserve to reload the taser. Tasers are about 50% effective on people. So the Taser 10s allow you to shoot a probe with an electrode attached to it, and then you can follow up with another one, and you can do that 10 times until you get, it's called neuromuscular interruption. It's just what the shot calls, basically will lock you out, and that allows us to take control of that subject while they're under control. So they also have a greater distance. Our current distance on the cartridges are 25 feet. These new tasers are gonna be able to reach out to 45 feet. So, it will just give us more options. It's a better tool to give us more options for less lethal capability. And then finally, I requested in my 2026 budget to contract with a company called Lexipol. And what we're gonna be doing, and I've already started, I actually started this week, is we're updating all our policies and procedures. Our policy and procedure manual is a little out of date, and we got it, and I think it's very important to ensure that we're up to date with the most legal policy and procedure manual that we could find.
Spell Lexipol.
Lexipol. So it's quite intensive. I do a handful of them a week, and we're gonna keep doing that every week until we're done in March. So a lot of homework for me, but it's well worth it.
What does Lexipol do for you? What is that?
They supply the
Boilerplate?
up-to-date, legally vetted policies. They're more generic.
Like a
And then we
boilerplate?
take our policy, and then we'll blend them.
Sure.
And then we'll take that policy, and then we'll ensure that it meets the standards currently as they're written, and then we'll publish them. They also, with the manpower that's planning to help me with this, there's a program to where weekly, via send out testing on these to the officers, so they'll get an email. Read this policy, here's the 4 questions about the policy, and they'll have to take that test weekly, so to test their knowledge to ensure that they're maintaining, their awareness of it.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay.
So,
Absolutely.
a lot of things going on, but I think in a nutshell, that's pretty much all I got.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we really haven't had a discussion, you know, with you where you were able to talk about things that's going on and things that you're updating and whatnot, and, you know,
Yeah, because April 9th, I don't think I was voted in as chief yet, right, at the last meeting?
that would have been April, yeah,
Yeah, but in April, I think it was the next week, they
Right.
confirmed my position, so.
absolutely.
And I went to work right away, so, I think the other personnel thing is slipping my mind, I'm bringing it up, I promoted Sergeant Hamilton to lieutenant. So that leaves me a vacancy for a sergeant, and my hope is prior to the end of the year, we'll do a testing for the next sergeant and internal candidate, and we'll have a sergeant by the first of the year.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Any other questions from Matt? We've grilled him quite a bit, you know, and he'll probably have to go and sit down and relax for a while after this one. Okay, very good. Thank you all, guys. Whether you realize it or not, you had the opportunity to see our new fire chief and ask him a few questions. We'll have to grill him next time more than Matt, because Matt had to fill in this time, so,
We have none,
yeah.
no report.
One thing I got is, I don't know if you would like to see these, but, I would like to thank Miss Herbert's 3rd grade class. All the students wrote thank yous to the police officers, they're quite cute, I'll pass them along so that you can review them prior to leaving. Our officers enjoy, getting things like this. Occasionally I'll get a letter from a citizen thanking, either myself or an officer for something they've done, and, it goes a long way to get those notes and letters. Just confirms that we're doing things the right way.
Who does your, webpage?
So we have 2 officers that run that,
These are things that could go on.
on the webpage. Okay.
Also, all of your good responses from citizens, if you can block out who they are perhaps, but all of that is good PR for the department.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I'll mention that.
You just need one person to approve everything like you did.
For what?
I mean, I used to do it, but you can do it, that's fine.
Do what?
Approve the minutes and stuff. Didn't we have to do that and get it turned in? Don't we have to sign this to turn it in?
For the approved minutes,
Yeah.
Christie says, write approved on it and return it to,
Like that?
yes.
Already done.
Knew you'd be on the ball.
I was told that my signature was enough, that we didn't have to have approved on it,
That's wonderful.
because it says approved and submitted by me,
Ah, yes,
so I don't know.
circle approved.
Well, I did that because, you know, whatever.
That's like the check on the milk.
Hey, I'm just following the boss's, note here.
Oh, yeah. She gets kind of testy if she don't follow her rules and regs.
Well,
Yeah,
she
she's
knows
getting
what
tired of
she's
it.
doing, and, I couldn't do my job without all the things she does.
Oh, yeah.
Christie, you know, she's not only just the filter, you know, at the front door, you know, filtering everything to the officers, but, she runs all the report requests, the freedom of information requests, and they can become quite complicated. And
given enough time, you could.
Let's ask for that.
You know what, I don't doubt
Get
that.
the hell out of here.
Member comments? Do we have any member comments? Monty?
It's good to see everyone.
Good to see you too. Keep watching your email because anything that happens, you'll be sending a copy of. They'll be sending a copy to you, I'm sorry. So, Brett, what about you? You've been pretty.
Yeah, no, I thought it was gonna be introduced earlier and stuff, but I emailed you guys all, some information on what could be reported to us from the police and fire. And here's copies for all of you. This is something to consider, that, when our chiefs arrive, that these could be topics, provide little guidelines. There are different concepts underneath them. Some of the information is already being reported, such as from our chief tonight. But this might provide a little bit of guidance. And, I don't know whether this needs, to be placed on the agenda for the next item, to look at it and say, yeah, or no, we're already doing it.
Did you keep one?
No,
Are
that's all.
you gonna? Well, I'll give it to you in the pile here, that I'm gonna give it for
Thank you.
Chrissy. So that can be, on the agenda for,
You can call them report outs.
No, December,
whenever. Agenda next meeting.
the next meeting. Okay, do you have any comments, sir?
No, I'm sorry, no.
I'm sorry. And I have none, so with that, we can cross that out. We do not have a township board report, so that's not available.
Pass that.
And we are down to, we asked for member comments, we've got none. So adjournment, I'll entertain, adjournment,
I'll move to adjourn.
okay. Excellent.
Is this yours,
We'll look for,
or is that Matt's?
that could be, that's probably me,
That you?
yeah. I got everybody's,
Ah,
you have, I give Christie a copy of that.
Of what?
Here.
What's that?
That's email addresses for everybody.
Okay, that would be nice to have.
I will give you a copy of it.
Well,
I will send you a copy.
do you have access to the copy machine right now?
I might be able to use theirs real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have, I don't have the current fire chief, but
This is all our emails, can you make a few copies of that to hand out, cause I'd like to have that.
I'm just trying to be indispensable.
So,
Wonderful.
thank you for this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks. Do you have this as a file on your, could you send this to the new fire chief if he doesn't get a copy?
Yeah, do you know if he was on that?
I don't know.
I don't know either on that. All I know is there was 8 people on that,
Christie would probably know, should know,
because we don't have his
The
email.
one that I did, you mean?
yeah, doesn't have the fire chief.
No, won't have the new fire chief. Got Ben Zeeb.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll follow up on it.
Okay.
Do you want one of these? Good.
Yeah, I do, thank you.
There you go. I have one. I I must have one somewhere.
Okay, so I got some papers for you.
Okay.
We're adjourned, right?
We are.
We are adjourned.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your time, and